All right. Let's get started. Hello, good evening, nice people. Welcome. I am Erin Buvala Benitez. I am the artistic director. Oh, hey, listen to that. I'm talking to myself again. Pardon me for just one moment while I stop doing that. Good evening, nice people. Welcome. I am Erin Buvala Benitez. I am the artistic director. Oh, hey, listen. Do you hear that? I'm talking to myself again. Pardon me for just one moment while I stop doing that. All right, then. I am the artistic director of Virtual Theater Lab, and I'm really good with tech. If you aren't already familiar with Virtual Theater Lab, we are an experimental theater company with a focus on serving performing artists, playwrights, and theater people of all kinds who are experiencing marginalization within the arts, providing a platform to artists who are Black, Indigenous, people of color, LGBTQIA+, people of size, artists with disabilities, artists over 40, and etc. All the ways those intersect. We also work to serve as a collaborator and a resource to the aforementioned folks as well. Inclusivity, accessibility, and encouragement are the key factors in everything we do. And with that, I would like to welcome you to our reading of I Wandered Lost, poems written and directed by Christina Brooke Daniele. Christina is a Black queer homeschooling mom, educator, wife. Oh, are we doing this again? Hi. I'm terribly sorry. My tech just wants to keep talking to itself. Let me restart this little intro because it's important. Christina Brooke Daniele is a Black queer homeschooling mom, educator, wife, author of 2 books, Civil Rights Then and Now, and I Wandered Lost poems. Christina has worked as an educator in some capacity for over 15 years, first as a classroom teacher, then as a homeschooling teacher, and currently as an education consultant. She is passionate about collaborative projects centering on creating and maintaining safe spaces for those who have, for far too long, been pushed aside. She dabbles in streaming The Sims 4 gameplay and occasionally leaves her house in search of inspiration for her next writing project. And Christina has a few words she'd like to say before we begin. Streaming The Sims 4 gameplay and
Hi everyone, let's go. I'm Christina Daniele, and I'm so excited about the performance we have in store for you. I was born a storyteller. I've been a storyteller since middle school. Stories kept me company when I felt alone, so it's appropriate that through storytelling, I found my community. I met my husband, Andrew, as a freshman in college, and through the sharing of stories, we became really good friends and eventually life partners. Lena and Tamika, 2 of the women performing today, are my sisters through blogging and social media. Our friendship was forged in the throes of motherhood and living while Black in America. Erin, whose work with Virtual Theater Lab brings us here today, and I connected when we shared our homeschooling experiences as introverted parents at a time when neither of those were mainstream. While I recently met Crystal, Angela, Mary, Savannah, and Nikki, they all share my love for theater and performative storytelling. The poems performed tonight are as much their stories as they are mine. True, the words are mine. I wrote them, but the interpretations are fueled by their personal experiences, which in fact give those pieces life. And this is the power of storytelling in any form. It bridges gaps through aha moments and Me Too moments, reminding us we aren't alone and that we aren't very different. So thank you for joining us. This reading won't take long, but it packs a punch and requires a bit of a trigger warning. These pieces cover topics of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, depression, anxiety, racism, autism and ADHD, joy, love, and acceptance. They were written and rewritten, and as most creatives will tell you about their work, are still very much works in progress. Virtual Theater Lab is a small independent community theater, and as such, we rely on your active support. Active support includes not only following us on social media, but donating what you can when you can and sharing our projects with your communities. And lastly, if you are considering writing a book, going to an open mic, or trying out for a theater project, don't let doubt get in your way. There's power in sharing your voice with the world because storytelling saves lives. I know, because it saved me. So without further babbling from me, Virtual Lab Theater Lab presents I Wandered Lost Homes. Thank you.
Before I understood, I knew the pain of racism. Before phrases like white supremacy and implicit bias lodged their meanings into my lexicon, I knew my dark skin, how it glistened in the sun was a sight to behold. I knew there was no love for me or my tight coils, no sacred space for my full lips and my thick thighs. I noticed the descriptors: a Black neighborhood, a Black author. They labeled me gifted, well-spoken, articulate. Confused when these phrases did not impress. So you see, I'm not woke. Being Black in America means you don't get to sleep. You don't get to breathe, or jog, or drive. You can't watch birds, or laugh, or even die with dignity. Instead, you get reminders of your place. You are forced to beg for your humanity, to plead for breaths. Instead, you pretend to be okay. And because you are your ancestors' wildest dreams, you can't stop. So you push and fight, but you don't get to sleep or live. This is for Breonna Taylor, whose murderers at the time of this writing had not yet been charged.
This is not quite an ode to Ben and Jerry, makers of happiness, filling cracks left by hurt and loss, with artificial hugs and kisses. I can drift away for 7 minutes in heaven, or at least until I can reload my soul.
Sometimes I am too aware of what is happening in my brain. I am too attuned to the chemical manifestation of despair. I sense the too human smell of myself. I feel each labored breath scrape against my skin with precision. Pain draws a map my brain will not and cannot decipher. Like Jonathan Livingston Seagull, I long to reach new heights. I keep trying for love while living. Makes me ache to walk off a cliff, to plummet to the bottom, to find peace in this sinking to still time for freedom.
I'm an expert at many things, like widened eyes and crooked smiles, and silent conversations like scolding tongues, and phrases of disapproval, lips pursed in opposition and stiffening at your touch. I'm an expert at many things, like planning out my days and not living them. I make promises that go unfulfilled. I hope without action, give without receiving. I'm an expert at so many things, too many to count. Yet I often fail to love myself. Of all the sounds I've ever heard, death is the loudest.
Maybe as you stood breathing in the fire of your inadequacies packed tightly into a blunt of despair, you thought I was worth the journey. And as days turned to weeks, to months and years, maybe you knew for love to grow, it had to burst through bated breaths and tear apart illusions. Maybe you figured the price was too high to pay. And that's why I walked away.
I thought tomorrow would never come. Thought I'd give up or give in. Or somehow my heart would give out in silence.
In the morning light, you'll see my scars, and you'll know my secret. I'm only human, magical yet real, and buried under plans failed, forgotten hopes lost, and dreams rotten, left alone, deferred until the morning. You'll see my scars, and you'll run.
Your presence disgusts me. You lie, jagged teeth piercing through a sadistic smile. Drink in hand, joint in mouth, lies on your lips. And if I could walk away, my suitcase full of heartache and the slightest hint of strength, there would be no better time than this. Instead, I fill your glass with so much hatred, it overflows.
Love, my mother said, when I was still young enough to believe in fairy tales of happily ever after does not exist. Her voice red and stern, leaving no space for disagreement, no what ifs. Her disappointment was solid, immovable. So I gave myself without love to the pretense of love, to bodies that spoke of love in the counting of deficits and expectations, and we faked it until we were appeased. In dark, sweaty moments of physical sensations, of skin and musk and fluids and want and need and fuck me hard on rooftops of buildings from which she warned me away. I entered deserted fields with strangers and undeserved trust, looking and learning. Love seeks and finds the darkest of souls, yet it is neither doe-eyed nor rosy-cheeked. Love begins a seedling, rooting during pregnant diatribes when a mother pleads with you to walk away from her son because you deserve more than a house of children you can't feed. Love is the absent father gone 6 years who returns as you abort all signs of rebellion, compassionate eyes reminding you that you are not alone. Love comes and goes in downward spirals of darkness, loneliness and disappointment, aloneness, in manic cycles of frenzied self-harm, through acid-induced trysts with barely known boys who like girls simply to be liked by boys, and girls who spend days not liking themselves while guzzling putrid Mad Dog 2020 and weed, and games of seduction and dangerous lies. Love lives, he whispers in the darkness, as one foot hangs over the edge of swirling madness and sadness and fear. So you try to believe that love lives in the ridiculous idea to cross a football field in a blizzard for cigarettes. And as the labored breaths turn into asthmatic gasps for air, you sink into each other's arms, knowing something feels right. Love peers through tear-filled eyes in hospital rooms. Love stains your cheeks as you deliver your baby, too fragile to survive in a world where love is a myth. Love does not exist, she reminds, before abandoning us to a loss she warns will destroy. Yet we hold each other. We shield each other through another high-risk pregnancy and death, and debt, and estrangement. We learn and grow and relearn and remember and believe love does exist. It is created through pain and excitement and fear. And in quiet moments of shared understanding, it breaks through the cracks to grow in concrete.
Love is a painful journey, tumultuous. Love consumes, it burns, it reduces, depletes. Love leaves us in ruins and builds us up. He does to me what I never expected. He leaves me open, heart bleeding, untethered and clinging to a harness of destruction, yet I shed fears instead of tears, break down walls and unlock doors to let him in. And it's not something I was taught. I saw nothing of love at the hand she balled into fists, ready to punctuate me with exclamations: inadequate, undesirable, unworthy of love. Yet I learned to lie, to falsify my thoughts, hoping their outcome would prove me better than those who left me to die. Replacing the coldness of a mother with lover after lover, when one could not be found, I wandered lost until the strength of his arms pulled me up, securing me in hope renewed. He does to me what a syncopated beat does to a melody. He gives me life.
Beat.
Just one moment of a mother's love. How would that feel? To have her wipe away my tears, to hear her cheer in pride, to know that I am enough.
I wanted to grow,
Up.
big, strong, protected.
On pedestals created for evasion,
So I lied.
to escape hurt,
I wanted to be free,
despite you.
to spite you,
But all I could do was despise you.
until I embraced the truth.
Love and fear cannot coexist.
Hate almost devoured me. It tried to stifle me, to keep me bound to doubt. Shame tried to extinguish my light, to warp and taint my soul, to kill me with hopelessness. Instead, I emerged from the ruins of fear, unshakable, burning with the holiness of me, curing the disease of doubt with fragmented shimmers of hope, sprouting wings of self-assurance, embracing the strength of me. I became more than the sum of my broken heart.
Between sorrows and hiccuped sobs, between heartbeats and shivers, between robotic days and sleepless nights, I'm learning to be free. Between nightmares and awkward silence, between loss and rediscovery, between sweat-filled panics and emptiness, I'm learning to be me.
For Octavia, Chloe, Yolanda, and Marguerite, I am the child of divination, born on the Congo, a force of pure light and love. I am an error so correct, I can never be checked.
I am beloved, foretelling evil's demise. I am bursts of light, searing the Sahara, nourishing the ancestors you tried to kill.
I am reverence. You cannot replace me. You will not erase me.
From the ashes, I rise.
This is my home. Sea to shining sea flows with the blood and sweat of stolen lives. Our eyes swollen with tears. Fears rip me at night, urging me to take flight to return to where my body can be, where black is free. This is my home. In states stitched together by the never-ending rope used to lynch me. The reminders of hate stand and truth burns in bursts of lies, and false messiahs host a privilege to be used as weapons of mass destruction, like obstructions of justice woven together by corruption of might. Our souls shine in foundations of white houses. Say, can you see, oh glory stained with amber waves of shame? This is my home. Every acre is owned to ancestors with black faces, standing tall in spite of scarred backs, unbroken and healing in the lights of the rising sun. Let us march on till victory is won.
I'm left sort of speechless. This was stunning, chilling, beautiful, painful, gorgeous. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank these beautiful humans who came together and just made something so unbelievably, I'm going to cry, but just remarkable, phenomenal. Every single project, with each and every project that Virtual Theater Lab does, I'm more and more proud of everything we do. So thank you, ladies, Tamika, Crystal, Mary, Nikki, Christina, for your beautiful writing, your directing. Thank you for being a board member. We value you so much. Crystal as well, we value your board member participation. Like, I can't even express enough. Lena, thank you. Also, thank you to Savannah and Angela, who recorded their poetry readings to share with us tonight. Thank you so much. Please do check us out on Facebook. We are also on Instagram. We have a TikTok even, and we have other social media as well, but I'm not going to, hit you up for too much. We'll just leave you at 3 for now. So you all have a good night. I'm going to go cry. And you guys have a lovely night. You'll be able to watch this again because I know you want to see it again, and I know you're going to want to show your friends. So just check it out on the Facebook Live videos again and watch it again and again and again and show all your friends. Have a lovely night.
So much.
Bye-bye. And now we're going to awkwardly try to get out of the live. Okay. It's going to take a minute. Stop live stream. I think I did it.
Oh my
We're
God.
still recording. I'm going to stop the recording too.